off, you don't need them, that's fine. Liberation is in peace of mind.
Liberation is in peace of mind. Liberation is in peace of mind. Liberation is in peace of mind. Liberation is in peace of mind.
Hello, everybody out there. Welcome back to another episode of the True Mind Podcast. This is episode 4, Cuatro, for my homie right here, Cuatro. Today is gonna be a little different. I got 2 guests with me at the same time.
Hey.
And we're wearing headphones and mics. We done upgraded a little bit.
Oh,
So,
shoot.
Yes, sir. Professionals.
Yeah, pardon. I might have a transition period. Gotta up my game. You know what I'm saying? But without any further ado, we're gonna get right into it. Let me introduce you to my first guest. Me and this gentleman, I've known him for about 30 years?
Like 32,
45.
82.
Give or take. You know what I'm saying? He goes by the name of Juan Bautiera on Facebook, Spotify. One V. I almost said Juan V. 1V on the track. He's a musician, songwriter, artist, Hispanic guy.
Yep.
Friend, soon to be father.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Juan Bautiera.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yes.
I'll put some applause in there.
Yeah.
Before you give me your bio, I got to introduce our next guest. So you don't take up all the shine.
Just go for it, man.
You know, say the best for last. We got some royalty in the house. Rock Island's finest, alumni. You know what I'm saying? Me and her go back about, I'll say 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been 10 years.
Y'all are old.
2012, technically.
You guys are both older than me, first of all. Yeah, it was 2012. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dang.
But anyway, Miss Iowa in 2018. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You've done plenty of things, but that's just, something I always tease her about. She's royalty.
Yeah, for real.
You may know her from Quad City, Channel 4. Living local host. She's everywhere. She's always on TV. She's really famous, low key. She doesn't know it. Her name is Mikhayla Hughes Shaw.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the show. I'm having you on show. You had me on your show. Now you're on my show.
For real.
Oh, yeah, you both were on
Yeah.
Living Local.
Hey.
Well, I'm, you know what I mean? It's just going to be a basic conversation, but I do got some things I want to talk to y'all about, specifically with, your career, Mikhayla's career, life, the culture that we're in right now. Kind of young still,
Kinda.
even though we grown now.
Kinda.
Um,
Depends who you ask.
Yeah. But also, for people who don't know, a little bit about yourself and how we met.
A little bit about myself. I don't know how deep I should get into it. If you really want to know everything, just come talk to me in person. But I grew up in a pretty humble environment. Both my parents were together when I was young, so I was able to be raised in a 2-parent household with 2 younger sisters. So I'm the oldest, and always was into art, like drawing and stuff like that, but not really dance and not really music. So it's interesting to see kind of where I'm at now, and how everything has transpired. But I remember being introduced to dance when I was invited to be part of a quinceañera, and I wasn't even supposed to be in it. I was just there kind of hanging out, and they needed somebody. Before you knew it, I was there 2-stepping just side to side, waltzing.
In the cut.
Hey, I had rhythm. That's all they needed. So I stepped up, and after that, I started being part of more quinceañeras, and eventually started watching America's Best Dance Crew and started performing, seeing their performances and practicing on my own. Started performing at the talent shows at school, and people were watching, like seeing that I could actually dance and inviting me to stuff. And that's when you and your cousin invited me to come to the studio. And I was like, I don't know, like I didn't know what it was all about. But I was very insecure as a young man just because I got bullied a lot because of the clothes that I wore. And English is my second language. So when I was young, I didn't speak any English. So it was very hard for me to adjust and adapt to the culture that, that I was in. And before you knew it, I started dancing with y'all and practicing, training, taking classes, and eventually started teaching classes. And we started performing and going different places. And that helped me find a sense of confidence and purpose to where, like so many doors have opened because of, dance.
Definitely.
And
still are opening too. I mean,
yeah. I feel like I'm still kind of like in the beginning stages of where I'm going.
Yeah.
But not gonna get too deep. Just kind of
too late. You already went there.
I was like, I feel like that was pretty. That was a pretty nice like overview.
No pressure, Mikhayla.
Just a short overview. Still love to draw. Still love to do things like that. And I'm actually doing more of that with kids and teens in the community. So I'm blessed to be able to pour back into the youth.
Thanks.
So it's not just me; it's also the kids that I work with.
Like about you, we'll get more into that.
Yeah,
too later,
yeah. I'm just throwing it out there.
No, because I want to know some more about what you do in the community.
For sure.
No pressure, Mikhayla. How did we meet? And you can tell the beautiful people, a little bit about yourself and what you do too.
We met for the Love Awards in 2013.
One of the years.
12, somewhere around there. And
it was 13.
Yeah. And I don't remember whose idea it was to bring a violinist and 2 dancers and a ballerina together. Was that your guys' idea? No? No, I think it might have been Teresa Baber. Shout out to Teresa Baber.
It was, yep.
From Love Girls Magazine.
Yep.
And it was actually, after we all connected, we never weren't connected in some way. Like Curtis lived in California. I was off at school, but we always, anytime anybody's in town, we always get together. So, see, I've known you for 10 years.
Can't get rid of us. She can't get rid of us, y'all.
I'm just old now. That's crazy because I was, I believe I was 16 when I met you all. No, that's not right.
Well, you were a sophomore, so just about
15, turning 16.
But we didn't probably work together until you were a junior or something.
Till I was a junior. Yep. So, but I guess a little bit about me. Juan kind of set the bar pretty high there. I would say that my life has kind of been a culmination of me taking the experiences that I've had and trying to make something positive out of them, whether it was dealing with depression when I was a teenager, and then taking that and turning it into a nonprofit to help other people feel comfortable about sharing their story and knowing that they're not alone. And there's actually a lot of people that deal with mental illness, or whether it be being very open about the fact that my dad was incarcerated when I was in high school, because I always wanted kids to know that they were so much more than their circumstances. And so I've always just kind of taken some of the really hard parts of my life and tried to pay it forward and try to be a blessing to others. Because, hey, if I'm doing what I'm doing, if I host a TV show and I was Miss Iowa and I went to Miss America, if I was able to achieve all of those things under the circumstances that I was given, being from a single parent household, and there were so many things that were stacked against me, but I just hope to be a beacon for hope for people to know that there's so much more out there. You are not what you look like on paper, because on paper, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, but I am. And so it's a testament to, how God works in our lives, and also just it's a testament to knowing that you're so much more than what people maybe try to set you up to be, or what society tells you that you're going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Preach. Look at that. We both had the same.
We knew.
Oh my! Round of applause to that.
Yeah.
I think y'all had a tie. That was. But it was real. It wasn't like.
He set the bar high. I was just gonna say, I like dogs and pizza and candles.
Juan came at you with, no, I'll be doing so the community and
right.
art form.
I'm inspiring the youth and paying it, all those things.
The struggles of life.
Right. I donated hair for cancer just a week ago. No.
Actually, nah.
Right. That's crazy. Yeah. So let me switch it back to you, Juan, because as I know you, you're into music now and you're pretty deep into it. Like you're an artist, you're a rapper, you write your own music, you produce. I remember when you first started, you were just doing beats and things like that. So like, how do you feel like the transition has been to like becoming like would you say you're a full-time rapper right now? I know you do a little bit of everything.
I'm still transitioning into doing more full-time rapping, but yes, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
So how has that transition been, and like, what would you say the difference is between the music industry per se and like dance and art, that culture?
So when we were dancing, and I'm still dancing, just to throw that out there. People still
Always.
invite me to dance and perform, and I still take people out to dance and stuff. But
He still be at the quinceañeras.
Right.
you know what? A
Nowadays.
lot less than I used to be. A lot less than I used to. I'd be tired these days.
Still get
like,
recruited though.
the old feeling. You're just like, man, I just need
Like
to
I just want to
rest.
take a nap.
Yeah.
He's got a beard now, bro. That's it. No difference.
For real.
He's gonna be a dad. He's really gonna be tired.
Hey, we'll save that for later. All right. So.
Right? He's like, not yet.
Not yet, coming soon. But when we were dancing, I think there was a lot of opportunities for sure. But I felt like it was more of a lonely road per se, because we weren't like collaborating with people as much, as to where now with music, like I've been able to collaborate with people all over the country in different ways, like whether they have me on a feature or I have people on features, and also getting videos, doing all that. Also, like just seeing kind of how the influence with music goes a little further, because I can not only write a song that with a message that I want to share, but then I can also create a dance to it. And then the message goes just so much further than if I just made a dance to it, to a song that the kids,
You got to find a song you like, right?
a song that I like, that my
it's
students
hot.
will like,
Yeah.
that, and they might not like it as much, or they might, but when they know that it's a song that's coming from me, it's a little more special to my students. And it's also just taught me more about storytelling and being able to like share my story through it, to where with dance I had to find specific songs to kind of tell that story, to where it's not like as authentic as it could be with a song. And I got some stuff that I'm working on, some stuff that I'm writing that's like very emotional, like in the feelings type stuff. So
In the field.
yeah,
In the feels.
That's
I
interesting
know.
too that you said like it was more of a lonely road, because one thing I think about now is like with dance, especially now with like social media and challenges and viral things, really all a person needs is like their room, a phone set up,
Yeah.
music, and you can just you could even get famous from your room.
Yeah.
With music, I feel like you kind of have to like start collabing from jump, because it's like, okay, let me network with this person, or
Yep.
who works at this studio that I can meet, and vice versa. And like eventually when you get to that level like a J. Cole, then you can do an album with no features. But like on the way up, I feel like if you just come up and you're not trying to work with nobody or like make friends, I feel like it'll be like tougher on you unless you're like a millionaire and you
Yeah.
can just pay people to.
And there's a lot, there's a
You
lot
know what I'm
more that goes into music. Even like you can find somebody who helps you produce or helps you come up with the cover art, who helps you film it, and then even the marketing side of it. So there's a lot of people involved in creating a song. It can just be me too, like just making all of it, which I have learned a lot of skills to be able to do that. But it takes me so much longer to be able to do that. To where dance, you just find a song, and we mainly collaborated with videographers. Was the main thing. We did reach out to some artists, and we did, like talk to some artists about
We
collaborating.
brought a lot
in
of
that way.
artists together too, like in the city, like especially now to see now like people working together that you kind of forgot, like, oh, they met at our show, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like it's real cool to see. And one thing I want to do right quick too while it's on my mind is shout out to Essence.
Yeah,
Essence,
shout out to Essence.
one of our students, someone I actually worked with one-on-one, and she's like on So You Think You Dance now, killing it, top 6.
Yes, sir.
And the cool thing has been just watching everybody in the area kind of like get behind her and like support her.
Support her.
Yeah.
That has
Yeah.
been so awesome. Because she's been amazing.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
crazy to see, because I still see her as little Essence. So like even seeing her on TV is just like wow. But from jump, I feel like we all could kind of see her talent, but she's someone that like kept on it.
Yeah.
She has a great family who her parents are raising her right, and
Yep.
this is
Supportive.
what happens too. Like I feel like I'm not a parent, so I can't speak, but just adults in general, when you get behind like your children and like support their dreams and what they're trying to do, like they could be doing things, a lot faster and, saving them some time rather than having to, kind of figure it out for themselves. So
Yeah.
that's something that I've feel like I've appreciated with her journey and just watching her story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mikhayla, question for you. I got 2 questions now. This just came up from hearing Juan talk. Like, what do you feel like is 3 differences from you in high school, say the 16-year-old that we met, and the you now?
Oh, well, the 16-year-old that you guys met was just really going like through things, you know. I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't think I was pretty. Like there was a lot that I just like I lacked confidence in a lot of things. Like yeah, I was good in school and I made friends and all of that, but I just didn't believe in myself. So that's definitely the biggest thing. 2 more. My hair's longer. Because I went natural in high school, chopped it all off, and now it's like
I don't
down
know
to
if y'all can see it. She
here.
got it in like a,
Yeah, it's
Right.
I'm not showing it that well today, but usually my hair's pretty big. What's another thing? Oh my goodness, I don't know. I kind of know what I want to be when I grow up. That's the difference too. I always knew that I wanted to do something with talking and connecting with people.
Okay.
But once I finally landed in TV, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. So now I feel like I know what I hope my journey will be forever now. So
For sure.
mhm.
And to go along with that, if someone was to tell you in high school that you would eventually be Miss Iowa, would you believe them? Why or why not? Look, she's like,
No, not at
She
all.
said
Well,
no.
because I'm from Illinois, so that's a whole nother like loaded
Yeah,
part of the story.
kind of important.
Quick lesson for everybody who doesn't know anything about Miss America, because I didn't when I was in high school. Actually, I was with you two in Victoria when I got scouted, essentially, because it was at the one of the QC Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah.
Somebody came up to me after and was like, "Hey, you should do a pageant," and I was like,
I remember that
"No."
too.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I was like, I don't know if this is real or not. But you can basically compete in any state that you go to school in. So I was heading off to the University of Iowa.
Okay.
And that's how I landed there. So, but no, I would have never thought that I would be confident enough. I know, mind blown. I never thought that I would be confident enough though to stand on stage, perform, speak in front of people. I mean, even or really early on in like the pageant world, I remember Curtis was helping me choreograph my talent and like from where I was then to where I am now, oh my gosh, like yeah, I was like a scared little bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
And now I literally talk to strangers for a living. So
Wow.
yeah, I've grown a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy to see how things turn out.
it
like,
is.
For real.
It is.
Like, and I think too, like sometimes people see things in you that you don't see yourself. So
Mhm.
you know, sometimes they be crazy, but
Sometimes.
you just
Sometimes it is really crazy stuff,
Yeah,
and you're
you
just
know what I
like,
mean.
thanks.
thanks, but no thanks.
Like, no, thank you.
That's crazy. But I mean, I think we can all relate to that because I mean, me in high school, bro, even though we were doing things and like, like it's funny when I talk to people, they're like, oh my God, you were so popular. You like, I didn't feel popular. I didn't feel like I was this, you know what I mean? I was like, I didn't know myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt like I was really like nervous, but I would just fake it, I guess you could say.
Right.
But it's just like, that's why I tell kids in high school now is like, you think so many things matter, like with your peers and all the things that they tell you should matter. But when you get into the real world and you grow up, it's like, bro, there's so much more to learn and that's out there. You don't know anything right now. you
Right.
But
know,
when you're
so
in high school, it feels like
everything.
that's everything. Like, that's the
whole
most
world.
important thing. You know everything. It's like, oh, if only we would have known.
Literally.
Right.
That's why I think it's important for people to travel too.
Yeah.
That'll do it. You know, meeting different cultures, it shows you that the world's bigger than your little surroundings. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing that this is gonna be my first time actually doing on this episode. I got a new segment I want to create. It's called
Ooh.
on the spot. So
On the
I'm-
spot.
yeah, on the spot.
On the
I don't got a theme song for it yet. I'm talking to a rapper
Right, I
now,
was gonna
but
say,
a producer.
We'll work on
so
something.
talk to Juan
get
after.
me right, Juan. Get me right.
All right.
So basically, it's kind of, you've heard of things like the hot seat. Mine's is called on the spot because it's right here and now. It's not scripted. You don't know what I'm going to ask you.
Yep.
You have to answer it on the
I'm
spot.
scared.
All right.
So
Can I say I don't know?
I wish I, nope,
Yes, no.
Yes,
and we
no,
just
maybe
have
so.
to give. Okay.
All
have
right.
to answer it. I don't have a bottle, so I can't flip and say whose turn.
I nominate Mikhayla. Ladies first.
It's a patriarchy telling you to do that.
Right. Okay. Ooh, this will be even more fun because you don't know which. Do you want question number 1 or question number 2?
I want question number 1.
Okay, cool. Question is, this is a would you rather.
Oh no.
Would
Ooh.
you rather have your memory wiped today so you remember nothing that has happened to you up to this point in your life, but you never age, and only way that you could like pass on or die is if there was a horrible accident or somebody like was out to kill you and killed you. But through natural causes, you just live forever.
Oh, so it's either have your memory wiped or live forever?
No. So have your memory wiped and live forever?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's the first one. Or be put in a never-ending loop from birth to age 21. But every time you restart, you get to remember something from the previous life. Okay? So if you need me to say that again, I can. It was kinda
No,
like-
that's
okay.
all over the
How
Yeah,
place.
did
it's
you
a
come
deep
up with
question.
this question?
Like your thought process is what
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about. No.
Right.
I would not want to live forever. I don't remember where I heard this. It might have just been a news story or something. But when you think about when you're 100 years old, right? Pretty much everybody that you know in your life has probably passed on. So just think about that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're doing the loop thing, you can maybe learn something and just be,
Pass it on.
yeah, find ways to maybe better the loop. But I wouldn't want to live forever. It'd be really lonely.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting
Because
point.
if you have multiple lives, you're meeting multiple people, you know?
Makes
Yeah.
me think of the Wolverine movie.
Mm.
Because he lives for a long time, but he's also lonely because
Yeah, because all your people are gone. Like, think about that. Even your kids could be.
Right.
Sorry,
Wow,
this
I
is
never-
really sad.
Yeah, I
but
never thought about it like that, though. I was
it's
like,
Yeah.
oof,
yeah,
all your friends, nobody. Just
yeah,
by
that's
yourself.
Interesting. That's an interesting point. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Juan, you want to take a shot or do you want the other question?
I'll take the other question.
Okay. Okay. Yours is kind of like more light.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
You got one person you can call to save your life. Who are you calling and why?
Man, I'm calling my wife.
Aww.
She's a fighter, man. She will
Mm.
she will move mountains, to save me, protect me. She does so much for me already, and
Right.
it only makes sense that if I was in some kind of trouble, like she's the one.
She putting hands on people.
Oh yeah, she would. She said,
Look on.
no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say what she said, but yeah, she she's just a strong. She has a strong will, so I feel like no matter what the obstacle is,
funny.
she says she never mind.
She's one of my favorite people because that's so
Monse is-
accurate.
Yeah. Shout out to Monse.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say everything
Really,
she says.
we should have had Monse come here. She
Yeah.
was in person.
Yeah,
Next
but
time.
Next time.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Another thing I want to ask, this is for both of you. Think of
Okay.
a question on the spot, exactly. What is the craziest conspiracy that you believe in? So not that you've heard, but one that you actually believe.
Oh, that I believe. I
Man.
don't know. That's a tough one.
Look, one's like, I got a whole book. Full.
I don't know, man. That I believe.
I'd have to say some of the conspiracies that surround the Jeffrey Epstein trials and that whole thing, because there were so many high power individuals that were seen on those islands and things that they owned.
Right. That's the.
But it's there's a lot of truth in it though. So, but still, like the conspiracies that surround that, like the fact that he died in jail, I don't think that he did that to himself.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Have you all seen the documentary? I know you have.
Yeah,
I think I
On
have
Netflix?
seen it, but
Filthy
remember
Rich
it.
or something like that.
I thought it was just called Epstein, but maybe not.
No.
Maybe they did another one.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, I kind of believe in it too. I don't think that it's just a lot of strange things going on with him, with the wife and
Yeah.
how something happened and now the list isn't there anymore and they're not putting it out. I think there's a lot of shady stuff that goes up. People in power, most of the time.
yeah.
Oh, I thought of another one, but go ahead. I'm still waiting on
I
Juan's.
can't think of.
Go ahead.
I can't think of one.
Take
Yeah,
one
just
for
go
him.
for it.
I'm really into all those crazy stories and stuff. Also, Scientology. Have you guys learned anything about Scientology?
I've heard about Scientology. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one time I was on. This is back when I used to just be on YouTube all the time. I tried to
Did
look.
you get sucked into it?
No.
Oh, I was
But I
like-
tried to like learn about it. I'm like, you can learn about anything on the internet.
Yeah.
You literally can't. So this was
Oh,
tripping me out. So I
no.
went on YouTube and I was like the documentaries of people trying to like figure it out. And I kind of learned a little bit about like what they believed in, but not really. But I just more so learning like how they move and the cultness of it and all that. And it was like, dang, what is going on over there?
Wild. That's what's.
But I know this, me personally, I feel like the word science in general, people get it mixed up. Like they look at, some people feel like there's science and there's God. this is just my personal opinion. I feel like they're one and the same because science is nothing but the explanation of what he created and what he built. So when you go to learn about what this table is made out of, and you learn the minerals and all that, you call it science. That doesn't mean that
That doesn't mean that God
exist.
didn't make it.
So
Right.
it's like,
I know I hate that argument too, but yeah. There's one conspiracy theory, and yeah, I got sucked into it, and I just kept watching all the documentaries, reading the books, all that stuff. Not like
So you're a
supporting science.
Scientologist?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I just mean like
Watch out.
like the
she's got
downfall
some
of.
tattoos. Like,
No, it's not for Scientology. Basically, the wife has been missing since 2006. She has not been seen publicly since 2006. So that's
Whose
a
wife?
conspiracy. The wife of the
On the-
leader of the church,
mm,
if they want to call it a church. Yeah,
wow.
but I could do a whole episode about that, so we'll talk about.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So Mikhayla does believe in, even though she's a queen, she's royalty.
I believe in conspiracy theories. Not all of them.
Not all. Of course.
Mm-mm,
Of course
some of
not.
them are crazy.
Those are good. Those are interesting ones. Though. Those are really big
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, they defeat mine.
One, I know you got a conspiracy.
I don't know. I can't think of like one that I actually believe in,
Okay.
Mhm.
like solid.
Okay, what about? Let me throw one at you. What about the moon landing? Don't cancel me.
Right? That came up in my mind, but it wasn't.
It isn't like
It
don't know how
isn't
you-
like
Yeah.
But I feel like that's one that I would definitely think that could have been faked.
yeah. You believe aliens,
Mm.
other
Uh,
societies?
Not other societies, no. Maybe other creatures, outer space.
Yeah.
But not like intellectual, like highly intellectual societies. But
So you feel like they're maybe like just creatures that are like animals that you don't have a
could
conscious.
be, yeah.
Okay.
Like kind of like more not as evolved, I guess.
Yeah.
But you
I
never
was
know.
really, you never know. I was really on like, no, ain't no aliens, because like, what's the point of them being there for it? But that
Yeah.
could have just been my human ego thinking that everything revolved around us and me. But I'm not gonna say I do or don't, but I'm more open to the fact that there's, life. Like I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised with anything. But I just know I use my brother because he used to always try to, bro, the aliens are real. Like, how do you mean? You think it's just
Yeah.
us in this universe? It's like, that's all I see.
Right.
So, but that's more like whether they are real or not, they don't really affect our daily life. So it isn't something to like fight about.
So we think. So we think.
I don't know.
Kayla believes she didn't have
I
an
don't
experience.
know.
You don't had a UFO encounter.
No, but the government did publish that study last year
Oh yeah,
about all the UFOs.
they've been talking about Mars a lot lately too.
Anyways, we'll stay on that all day.
Episode 2.
right,
right.
extended.
Episode 2.0, like literally. So we are now in 2022. It's been a
Mhm.
crazy couple years,
Yeah, we
I would
made
say.
it.
I know, right? Congratulations to us, bro. How did the quarantine when 2020 first happened and COVID, how do you feel like it kind of affected you positively or negatively or both?
I think it made me a lot more reflective as far as to where I was
Okay.
in like my career and life and where I wanted to go. It definitely made me, I mean, I've always been grateful and appreciative of like family and friends, but definitely made me way more like just like
Mhm.
hitting people up and stuff. But it gave me kind of a like a boost of like really going out and getting what we came to do,
Mhm.
because when like before that I felt like I was kind of like almost on like cruising a little bit to where like this like almost like was like a wake up call for me to really like
It was on
step it up.
autopilot.
Yeah, to where it just really needed to step it up and just do what I need to do,
Right.
for my family too, because I was married at that time already. So,
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
I got married.
you guys got married in
2018.
2018.
Dang.
Same year.
Yeah, that I was Miss Iowa.
Yeah, so
I don't have no milestone in
Big
2018,
years.
y'all. I'm sorry. I was just alive.
I know. I'm like, I was
Existing.
Patrick when he got married.
Yeah.
Curtis was here.
yeah, you
Oh,
were at the wedding.
I did a gig. That's what it was. I did my first commercial, so I'll put that.
Oh, that
Hey,
is a
there
big
you
deal,
go.
right? For a
I
major car
just don't want to
company.
feel left out. That's
Going
all.
crazy.
That was really cool.
That was
2018 was a decent year. Good year. 19 was cool too.
cool. 19 was cool. I went on tour in 2019.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
That was a lot of fun.
That's
Crazy.
awesome.
That was tough too.
Yeah.
I was out for 2 weeks, and then I came back and then left again. But because it was my first year being married,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, like, just being out on the road, like
Yeah.
only being able to talk on the phone, like with my wife and stuff. And I think that was the hardest part of it all. But
Yeah. People sleep on tour life. It isn't, all sunshine and rainbows. Depending on what field you're in, especially.
yeah,
Like, especially if you're a family person. Like,
yeah.
even just being away, like that's why like it'd be hard. It'd be like, dang, my nephews, I wonder what they're doing right now. My niece, like they're growing up. I don't want to come back home and they be like my height. And I done
Right.
miss, you know what I mean?
or
So
be like, who are
Grown
you?
it's a sacrifice for sure.
Yeah,
That I feel like 2020 was like lonely too. Like that first month or two,
Yes.
I felt like the world stopped and it was like, bruh, what's going on?
Mhm.
Like, what are we doing?
I would.
Like,
echo-
I enjoyed the world being stopped though, because where I was at in life, it was perfect timing for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really gave you a chance to kind of reset. I feel
Mhm.
like, and I feel like that's what I've heard from a lot of people too, though. That
Yeah,
everybody kind of took inventory of their life and was like, "Am I happy? Am I not?" That's why you see so many people changing jobs and
Yep.
everything else in the world. But it did force me to chill out a little bit because I was doing so much. So I had to take care of myself. I was in my last semester of college, so I ended up not graduating in person, just
Mhm.
from my TV screen. So that was interesting. And then I was a reporter like a couple months into the pandemic.
wow.
So it was a lot. It was
Yeah.
like back to back, like what is going on with my life. But I value family so much more. I mean, I love my people, but it was just like, I feel like that time taught us to check on each other
Yeah,
Mhm.
in a different way. It's like, how are you doing? But no, really, how are you doing?
Mhm.
Like, how's your mental health? How are you handling being by yourself for hours on end each
Right.
day? Yeah, I think it was a very negative thing, but there are some positives that have come out of that time.
Mm-hmm. Positive in everything. That's what,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
It's
There's
about
always
perspective.
or a lesson in it, you know what I'm saying?
For sure, a lesson.
I'm
Yeah.
sure the news industry was booming around that time though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
wild.
that's all everybody was watching.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
for
Get
first-
the updates.
maybe even that whole year it was like,
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
like a television show.
When I started, I think for the first year that I worked in TV, every single day we had to give COVID number updates.
Wow.
Every single day. But I mean, it was because it was like, okay, it was bad at this time, then it wasn't, then it was bad again, and then it wasn't. So I did understand just how important it was to be in this industry during that time, though, because local news is what people were turning to. Because national news, everybody already has their opinions of like, you watch one channel if you are if you align one way politically.
Yeah.
Right.
You watch another channel, so you didn't know if you could believe them. But the local people were the ones that were literally on the ground, like talking to local health officials.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's what's going on
Streets.
today. So,
Yeah.
it was wild though.
It feels like a distant memory, but it also feels like it just
Just happened.
like or like it's still kind of, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's the strange thing about this year.
you ever just look up and you're like, wow, it's 2022? Like,
It
it
doesn't-
feels
yeah.
like it's
It doesn't feel right.
2020.
Yeah. Right.
I feel like 2020 never ended, bro. Like it was like
It's just been a
a
continuous
deluxe season or something, and it just more episodes keep
Well,
dropping.
We're in the 20s, so
And it feels better now, but
Yeah, way better.
yeah, but it was rough.
You don't get looked at for not wearing a mask. You don't get attacked
for
for
real.
even like a video like this. If we put this out, they're like, "Where were your mask at?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was like a real
Yeah.
thing back then. So
Mhm.
that's crazy.
Dang, that's so true.
You
Yeah.
know, it was like you could get canceled for not wearing a mask back
For
then.
reals. I got canceled a couple times.
Yeah.
Nah,
How'd
I'm
it
just
feel?
kidding.
I was gonna say what you do.
No, but people would look at me like, yeah.
Canceled and reaccepted over and over again.
Yep. They're like, wear your mask. And
What
I'm
is
like,
cancel culture?
okay.
You guys were out here being problematic.
Yeah.
I was a little bit. I mean, I'm always problematic. I've always been the problem
He said it. He said it. I mean,
This is getting really dark.
in a good way.
that's why he wore black today. Loud black everything. Like,
Hey.
what's going on?
You know the drip.
We need like a mini
Trying to
violin
spread life on this podcast.
right
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yeah. So I mean, it is 2022. We're like 7 months in.
8. No.
No,
Oh my
7.
gosh.
Got you.
Wait,
See?
so I said 8 months earlier. I
Because
was
of Christmas. Because
wrong.
of Christmas.
That we saw him.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
Oh.
6 though. Because I
Guys,
was like,
why did I
said
think it's
6.
the 8th month right now? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your
July
question.
Tattoos change a person.
No, they
For
don't.
real.
I just got a tattoo, everyone.
Multiple.
2.
Thug
That's
life.
Right. What was I finna say? Oh, so like I said, we're 7 months in, right? 7 months. Not break the mic. What would you like? I'm gonna ask for you, Juan. Like, what do you feel like is next? What are your goals upcoming? Like, what do you got coming up for like the next year?
So I've been
You need your social media handles to promote.
right.
This is your time
At
to plug.
1V on the track. That's the number 1 letter V as in Victor, and then on the track. And yeah, that's on everything. But I feel like I've been in a growing stage recently. I got a new position over at Youth Hope, and we get to work with kids and teens from like low income families. That's like our main focus, but we welcome everybody. But I've been able to just see how an organization like that, runs their programs, how they, get their funding, and just kind of like all the ins and outs, because that's kind of like what one of my major goals in life is, to be able to create something that like creative arts programs for kids and teens down in my hometown in Mexico is what I really want to have, and like a building or
You've been saying that for years too.
yeah, man,
It's really coming full circle.
it's been something that's been in my heart for a while now. So this like year and a half, it's been a little bit over a half. I've been just really learning a lot about what it takes and how to do it to where it's successful. So I'm still learning a lot. This is my first summer running creative arts programs for the kids. So there's a lot of things that I'm, like making mistakes and learning from them, and then also just learning to work with a team of people, just a bigger team, because it used to be just me for a while, just doing the dance classes and even the music stuff, So now that I'm like part of a team, I can see the impact that we can make, not just in a smaller group of people, but just like the community in itself. So I feel like this next season for me is definitely, well, I'm gonna be a father pretty soon, so really just, man, growing up and maturing.
I'm just playing. I had to say it. I'm sorry.
Just maturing, man, and stepping up to that role of being a father, and yeah, just just adulting.
Adulting.
No,
Adulting. Oh, on a
Yeah.
whole new level.
Yeah.
Faja Juan.
But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of stress for sure. Just trying to figure all these things out. There's expectations from me too, and then there's also, the reward of seeing the kids and getting to know people. Like that's just more. It makes up for all the other stuff that is not as fun, like paperwork and
Yeah.
reports and all that other stuff. But
It's
yeah,
building and grooming you though. And once you just brought that up, it kind of like, dang, you know what? That's really right. Because I'm a strong believer in like everything happens for a reason, and just how, timing is everything.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own specific role and purpose on this planet, and everyone's journey is gonna be different. You know what I mean? So like seeing that from the outside looking in, it's like, yeah, you're learning the game, you're learning the ins and outs, because it's going to it's just gonna push you further, and you're not gonna make as many mistakes. You know what I mean, when you go to build your own and do what you're doing, like I said, in Mexico. So it's like,
Yep.
it's cool to see.
And I think it's also important to notice too that I'm gaining. Well, I don't show all that I do on social media, partly because that's not who I am. But I've also been gaining a lot of more support from people because of what I'm doing. And it's just been a blessing, man. It's been a blessing too that it's like my job, so I get paid for what I do. It's not a crazy amount, but it puts food on the table, pays the bills, and it's something consistent that I can keep bringing to where when I was teaching dance, and it was kind of here and there. It was
Case by case.
yeah, it was case by case, and if there was a lot of work for me to teach or perform, then there was more. But when it was a drought, when COVID hit, everything shut down. Kids weren't coming to class, so I had to make that change, and it was just part of the process. I wasn't scared. I wasn't like, oh, what am I gonna do now? I'm like, just like, all right, trusting in what God has planned for me, and just being open and willing to step into that.
Right. It was a season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, Mikhayla.
See, but when Juan goes first, he
I
just
know.
says all these. I'm like, wow,
That's
what am
why
I
I
gonna
said-
do? Like,
I saw it like that. I'm like, Kayla. No.
and you?
I'll let you go first next time.
Oh, thank you.
What you got
That'd be
coming?
great.
What you got coming up?
Honestly, a lot, I guess. I am moving out of state for the first time
That's
into
big.
Ohio.
That is big.
And I don't know anybody in Ohio, so it'll be a
LeBron is out
challenge.
there.
LeBron's in Ohio?
Well, no, that's where he's from, though.
Oh, okay.
You might go back and visit.
I
Yeah,
was like,
exactly.
wait, what?
King and queen, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I'm
yeah,
so
y'all
slow.
just got it. It's okay.
Oh,
He
it
didn't get
went
it
over
yet.
my head.
You need to
But
work on those.
that will be a big change for sure. And I mean, 2022 has just been a rough year, if I'm being quite honest. Like, I've had a lot of loss and change in a very short amount of time. So it forced me to grow and to think bigger than even what I had planned for myself before. But I quickly learned that just because I have something planned does not mean
Right.
that that's the way that it's supposed to
Right.
go. And honestly, if anything, God showed me that I'm going to accomplish a whole lot more than I even thought I was going to in this season. So it's a really cool thing. It'll be an adjustment, but I'm looking forward to it, though. I really am. I need a win, I feel like,
Hey.
after some of the craziness that I've
Yeah.
experienced. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is just growing and learning and discovering the rest of, I mean, not that I'm going that far, but I mean, just it's I'm sure that it's going to be a challenge to like just go out and be myself in a place where I know no one. I know one person, the lady that's hiring me, but that's it.
Hey, shout out to her.
Right. Shout out to her. She's
That's
great.
dope. Have you been out there to visit?
hmm
How do you like it?
I really like it.
That's what's up.
I like the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. You guys
Yeah.
will have to come visit.
Yeah, that gives us
Sure.
another reason to,
A
visit some
reason.
new places.
Not another reason. No, I'm just.
Hey,
I'm just not. No disrespect, Ohio. I'm just being funny. Kinda.
Dang.
No, I love Ohio though. I've been to Cleveland once.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Isn't
That's it.
I was waiting for
isn't
more.
Dave Chappelle from Ohio?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
he
He's
is.
from
Yeah.
Dayton, I believe.
Yeah.
Bone Thugs and Harmony too. Random fact.
Yeah, right.
You
Cool.
know a whole lot
Cool.
about Ohio.
That's gonna be exciting though. Like anytime, like I said, a new surrounding, a new city, like
Yeah.
new people.
Mhm.
And it's all gonna come into fruition as to why you're out there. Like it's gonna start revealing itself more.
Mhm.
So I'm
'Cause
excited for that.
why Ohio?
Right.
Right.
Why
So-
Ohio?
Well, in a sense, like even my situation, you could kind of say the same because the industry I'm in, especially now, like more going into acting than dancing. But LA and Hollywood, that's like the place for most people. That's what they think. That's the place. But
Right.
something in me was like pulling at me, like go down south, go down.
Yep.
Da-da-da. And as I've been out there, and as the time is going by, I'm seeing like, oh, okay.
This is why I needed to be out
it's
here.
like
Makes more
this is making sense. So it's like sometimes it may not make sense beforehand, but you know what I mean. You still you got to go with what's
And
in-
sometimes it's really uncomfortable beforehand too. Even getting to that point of making a big jump or a big leap, it's almost like, dang, if I don't do this, I'm gonna be miserable. And you never would have thought that you would be to that point. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look at
Literally.
us growing, expanding,
right?
becoming parents.
Oof.
I mean, one singular person becoming a parent.
This
Parent.
guy.
Right. I was like, oh, not me.
Family, you're becoming a family though. You're not a single parent, so that's
Yeah.
good.
I'm so
yeah.
excited.
And it's just a very exciting thing for us. It definitely hasn't been easy, but we've been growing. My wife and I have been growing together a lot more through this season as well. So, it's really cool.
I feel like a lot of the like valuable and meaningful things in life are like on the other end of tough times or sacrifice are
Yeah.
hard. They're not going to be easy per se. They're not going to be quick gratification. It's like, that's okay, because it's like what it's going to be is going to be so much more than it's going to mean so much more than you would ever even, think.
Yeah.
And like,
Yep.
that's like one of the biggest gifts you could ever have is like a child, bringing a child in this world.
Yep.
With somebody you respect, you love, somebody that, you've known for so long, and, God is real. You know what I mean? He's because a lot of people can't have children, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And we all know, Juan, you're going to be a great father, bro. You're like,
man, thank you.
you basically raised like half the Quad Cities.
I know. He's always
If
been
you
just
think
like
about
this
it.
wise
Yeah.
person. Like, since he
I
was
received that.
probably
I
like
received
6.
that.
You received that? Good.
Since
Claim
I
that.
was what, 6?
I don't know. I didn't know you when you were 6, but I'm sure you were out here like preaching to the people.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not. I was 6. I don't even know what I was doing when I was 6. Like first grade, second grade. I don't know. Probably drawing Dragon Ball Z characters.
Speaking of which, I need you still for that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the person didn't do me right.
Got you, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a tattoo.
No, I
That
wish.
too.
I actually do know what I finally know what I want. Tattoo wise, it's just a placement, because where I want to get it, I feel like I don't know if I want to put
You
it.
should get it
there.
right here on your forehead.
You should get it right here. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. You do it wherever
Right here.
you want to do it. Don't listen to
That way, when
Juan.
you look at the mirror, you always see it right there.
Facts. Get your money's worth.
Yep.
No, that is not
But
facts.
if you hate it though, then
Think about how that's gonna look in a couple years. Not a couple years. You got some more time, but think about how that's gonna look in
thank
like
you.
30.
Dang. When you retire in a year or two,
Right?
yeah.
Those
That's
wrinkles, they'll come.
Like what? Wheelchair.
Real.
But well, I think we're coming to our hour now. So what are we at?
40. I mean, it started recording a little bit before, but it's at
Yeah, it's
47
47.
right now.
No, for sure. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, it has been.
This has been a
Yeah.
good time. Once again, appreciate y'all for bringing your presence and actually participate in this. Doing. When you're a host, you got to use your hands when you
Yes,
talk all the
sir.
time. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what that's like.
Before we close, though, I want to ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
What has been the biggest
Pressure.
lesson you have learned while being away, like in Atlanta?
Ooh. The biggest lesson I've
Biggest
learned
lesson,
on being
yeah.
away.
Yeah. Because this is like the longest, I feel like. Maybe. But like on your own.
It's the longest I've been away from home, I think, without coming back to visit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. I've learned so many different things about myself, about just being a man, being an entrepreneur, being an artist,
Mm-hmm.
being a son.
Mhm.
That's tough. Why does it gotta be one? The
It
biggest
can,
thing,
it can
right?
Be two. It can be two, but yeah, like,
Okay.
just for the people.
Well, I'll start with something small. This is just something on an actor scale because I got casted to be in this film. It was just as like the bartender though, so I didn't speak, but I was right there with the
Hey,
person.
Yeah.
And one of the actors that inspired me to even get into it happens to be one of the main characters in the movie. I'm like, that's confirmation.
Wow.
And then, so you guys know who Amari Hardwick is?
I've heard the name.
Okay. For copyright reasons, I won't say the film or nothing like that, of course.
yeah.
But he's one of the characters, and we're all in this big mansion house or whatever. But I was watching him do his scenes, and I noticed that every time we did the scene, he did it differently. So it was like, it was showing me how present he was in the moment, because based on what you say, depending on how that person responds that time, you're going to kind of, even if it's just the way your facial response. So it was like being able to sit there though in the present moment and watch that did a lot for me, because like, okay, that's something I can check on my list. Like, it's okay to obviously don't switch the whole script up, but
No,
Right.
don't do
for
that.
realism and to make it genuine, like maybe I didn't want to say it like that this time. I feel like that's better, and it comes off better over the camera. You know what I mean? So that's probably one of the reasons why. Now looking back, I'm like, he probably improv that, or he probably, you know what I'm saying, because it was heartfelt. So that's on an artistic level. As far as lesson in life, man, I was not ready. I was not prepared for that.
Yes, sir. On the spot.
Yeah, right. because I don't want to give you a cliche.
Hey, it's all right.
You're giving the
Sometimes those
people
are-
a cliche, not us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes those are like just need a good
Sometimes
reminder.
they're real. I mean,
Oh, boom. But this is just for me.
oh, boom.
Boom. Family. For me, this is just me personally. Family. I realize how important family is and how like in this world, that's kind of like the only thing that you didn't choose per se, besides your life itself, and just the fact of like what it takes for a human being to like be birthed, like the crazy things that have to happen for you to be selected and
Yeah,
become alive.
it's a miracle.
Especially even with we went through something when I was being born here, and it was just like, man, my family, you know, like God gave me them for a reason, and it doesn't mean that they're perfect or that
Right.
you guys are always gonna get along about everything, but it was like you got to cherish that and appreciate that so much because life is short and you don't want to miss out on moments. So it was like I felt like I kind of already knew. I felt like I knew that years ago, but I didn't know it to this level. Like it really means like I would think about my family members and I would get emotional, and I'm like, because I'm all the way over here, and it's like,
Right.
I mean, is this worth it per se? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's part of my journey, but I got my priorities. Like my family's always gonna be like,
Yeah.
and
That's
people
huge.
that I, you know, my friends from childhood, but like you should always, you know,
No, that's real, man.
prioritize them.
Yeah.
It is.
And that's that unconditional love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Especially like
It's
when you
real.
look at your nephews or nieces, if you got them out there, like that genuine love.
Yep.
Take time to take them to those trips, because when I think of my uncle, you know, he can't do no wrong in my eyes. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, and we didn't have that much time. He passed in 2005. God rest his soul. But you know, I just feel like that's the biggest thing that I've learned, especially out there. One of my cousins that I live out there, where he doesn't have his parents, and it's like just seeing his journey and the struggles kind of that he has. It was like the fact that my mom can call me and talk to me, and he
Yeah.
can't have that.
Yeah.
It was like, dang, bro, like
Yeah.
I feel that, like that's
Makes you appreciate those conversations a little
yeah,
more.
a little bit more. You know what I mean? You won't be as annoyed, like, oh my God, get off the phone. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Calling me again.
Yeah.
I remember that, man. You know, my mom used to call me all the time, trying to check up on me, and I was like,
Yes.
I wouldn't answer sometimes, and
Mhm.
you know, now I'm like, man, I was a jerk. You know, like she cared, she
Mhm.
loved me, so she just wanted to make sure I was okay. And these days, I just take those conversations with her a little more seriously, and just even hearing her voice, regardless of what we talk about, like just
Yeah,
being able to talk to her is amazing.
yeah, important. Shout out to all the family out there.
Yeah, shout out to all the moms out there. You know,
Yep. I
loving
think
their
Father's Day
kids.
just passed too.
Yeah, and all the fathers
Shout
too.
out to all the fathers.
Soon to be
Soon to be.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
coming soon.
But that's going to do it for episode 4. Appreciate you guys sharing your time with us. Once again, shout out to Juan Valtierra.
Sir.
Mikhayla, if you want to give your Instagram or Facebook name, you can.
Oh yeah, everything is my name. It's spelled Mikhayla. Hughes, Hughes. Shaw, Shaw. I have all the letters, but
Yeah.
I'm really easy to find. So go ahead, follow me. We'll connect.
Follow her.
It's a good follow. Y'all do that. Follow me too, but you know, I'm gonna promote some other time. It's about them. It's about my guests, you know.
Yeah, the True Mind podcast. Make sure you
Yes,
don't
sir.
sleep on it.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. It's gonna be everywhere one day. It's gonna be on Spotify.
Yes, sir.
I said everywhere, then I just named Spotify.
That's like one place.
That's the first
Find
step.
it wherever you listen to podcasts. That's what you guys
Make sure you
say.
subscribe on YouTube and follow on SoundCloud for now. But yeah, we're out. Appreciate y'all.
Do we have to pose?
No, that's the thumbnail.